Or not.
I'd like to open the meeting for the Township of Houston for Monday, August 19th, 2024. Would you please stand for the flag salute? Deputy Mayor Laws.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law by posting a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building and by publication in the Press of Atlantic City and Star Ledger on January the 6th, 2024. Mr. Cheek? Mr. Laws?
Here.
Mr. Vitale?
Hello, I'm here.
Witherspoon?
Here.
Mayor Shanker?
Sorry.
Here. Can we have a moment of silence for private reflection, please? Thank you. Move on. Addition and deletions of late agenda items to be considered for action tonight. Excuse me. 7A, business registration renewal for Anderson, renewal by Anderson, 3 canvassing permits from August 20th, 24 to November 19th, 2024. Also, a business registration for Jack Lyon, transit vendor license, Atlantic City Racecourse, September 21st to October 14th, 2024. Deletions on the agenda is 3D, fees for developer escrow. I'd like to make the motion. We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or complaints? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Early public comment on agenda items, excluding items listed for public hearings. Brett, has anybody signed up?
We have no one signed up.
All right, thank you. Discussion, formal action may be taken. Discussion, Patriot Equities, 4501 Black Horse Pike, Block 1135.01, Lot 10.01. Presentation of redevelopment plan. You have somebody here from Patriot Equities? Or are we
No,
presenting that?
This is us.
Okay.
So we have a plan that is intended to repeal the existing Atlantic City Racecourse redevelopment plan and replace it. There are not a lot of differences between the existing redevelopment plan and the plan that's being proposed.
Mhm.
However, certain definitions are changed. We're adding permitted uses. One is a fulfillment distribution center, and that will allow for the receipt, storage, assembly, packaging, shipment, sortation, fulfillment, distribution, or delivery of merchandise. So there's one added in to the existing uses. The redevelopment subcommittee has met and reviewed this draft redevelopment plan, and it has been reviewed by our planner, Mr. Palestina, as well as our engineer, Mr. Watkins, and the bulk standards are found to be appropriate for the proposed uses. If committee and the public will recall, the escrow agreement with the conditional redeveloper Patriot Equities was approved a few months ago, and we were advised that we could, it was approved that we work on development of a redevelopment plan for the project. What you see up on the screen is the entire area, and there are 2 separate sections, and I don't know if you can see, but the recreational, commercial, industrial zone is the green zone, and the planned village development, recreational, commercial, industrial zone is in the purple. So all 3 uses in the purple, and strictly the recreational, commercial, industrial in the green. Now, this plan does not approve any applications for development. It provides the framework, the zoning, for any application for development. Before an application for development could proceed, any potential redeveloper would have to enter into a redevelopment agreement with the committee, and those terms would have to be worked out. None of that has happened. This is the second step based off of entering into the escrow agreement. Now we're here at the plan introduction, and it has to be via ordinance. And we also have a resolution referring this plan to the planning board for it to do its statutory review to confirm consistency with your township's master plan.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody have any questions?
Just one question. When you say the recreational, commercial, what do you mean by that?
So the uses that are permitted in that zone, all of the uses that are listed in the redevelopment plan, they are in section 245-56, and C lists all of the recreational, commercial, industrial area uses, permitted uses.
Are we on B or A?
They are, if you look in A, B, C, under 245-56.
I'm sorry, which resolution?
3A.
3A?
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
3A.
I wasn't looking at the agenda, I was looking at the plan, I apologize. So 3A, and in the plan, if you look at section 245-56, under C, number 1, then you have to flip the page, and
I
there's
see.
A through Y, Z, I'm sorry, A through Z. There are all the different uses that are permitted under that particular category of zoning, recreational, commercial, industrial. So an application could come forward with any of those as permitted uses.
Okay, in that space.
Yes.
Because we just approved for someone to get a license and we haven't even, we didn't approve it, but it's on the agenda.
So that is not for this location.
Okay,
So we're not approving any uses or any license or any agreement with this particular property.
okay.
This is just strictly introduction of this ordinance and the resolution referring it to the planning board for a master plan consistency review.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? So this is an introduction of ordinance 2084, 2024. It's an ordinance repealing the redevelopment plan for the Atlantic City Racecourse redevelopment area as set forth in Article 4, Section 245-52 through Sections 245-69, adopting the 2024 Atlantic City Racecourse redevelopment plan, Block 1135-01, Lot 10-01, also known as Atlantic City Racecourse redevelopment area within the Township of Hamilton. Public hearing will be held September 16th, 2024. Need a motion?
Make a motion?
Please.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Concerns? Rita, can we do a roll call on this, please?
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Another step forward? Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and introduced.
Okay. The next step in this process is a resolution authorizing the Township of Hamilton Planning Board to review a proposed redevelopment plan for the Atlantic City Racecourse redevelopment area within the Township of Hamilton. A designated redevelopment area, also known as Block 1135-01, on Lot 10-01, on the tax map of the Township of Hamilton.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Are there any questions or concerns?
We're on 3B, right?
Pardon me?
We're on 3B.
Okay, so.
We still on 3A.
3A
Okay. No
dash
question.
2.
No questions.
Okay. Hearing no questions, Rita, let's do a roll call on this, please.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Outstanding. Thank you. Let's move on to item 3B. Discussion on Green Acres LLC 2877 Elwood Road, Block 237, Lots 1 and 2, Site-Specific Redevelopment Plan.
Okay. committee in July authorized Mr. Watkins, Mr. Policino, and myself to draft a site-specific redevelopment plan for this property. This is the Class 1 cultivation. The definition of processing, agricultural processing, that is already within the township code needed to be added in order for the Pinelands to be able to certify this ordinance, because part of cultivation includes that processing. And it was at their suggestion that we amend or do a site-specific redevelopment plan for this site, because it is a fully built-out site that is perfect for redevelopment. And committee agreed with that and directed us to draft this plan. And that's really what this plan does. There is one other change in this plan with regard to distances from facilities. I don't want anyone to be misled, so I wanted to point this out.
Okay.
The distances to parks and recreational areas has been removed because of the location of this particular facility and its proximity to a county gun range. And so because it is a gun range that can only be utilized by people with a license and over the age of 21, the decision was made to exclude that so that this facility could in fact be redeveloped and put back into productive use for the township.
Okay. Anyone have any questions?
Just one question. I'm looking at this. What is the community benefit?
To this particular, well, getting, again, a site that has been already built and is in need of either demolition or repurposing in a sensitive area back into productive use without having to damage any other sensitive areas within the township. It is something that the Pinelands has advised me personally that they are in favor of, because it will not be damaging anything and they can make sure that the site is being utilized appropriately. And the community benefit will be that once the cultivation is in progress, the township does have a tax ordinance whereby revenues are taxed with regard to the cannabis operation. So you will see an increase in tax revenue, hopefully, based off of the production.
And I see here that the affordable housing, this is a nice section. There would be no removal.
Well, so there's no housing in the area. It's industrial at the moment. And in addition, there is the statewide non-residential development fee that has to get paid for, it's the increase in assessed value. So it won't be on the 100% of the value of the property because it's already taxed. But you will see an amount that's paid into, it's based off of, Mr. Johnson will do his assessment, and then that amount will get calculated, and then we'll get into your trust fund, your affordable housing trust fund. So you have those funds available as well.
Thank you.
This is also, the company that's doing this is not looking to go outside of the footprint that they have right now.
That's correct.
That was very important to what we heard, at least to me, that it is taking care of a building that is in basically ruin, and they're going to bring it back to life and make it a viable part of the businesses. So it's, to me, it's a win-win.
Correct. And again, this will require a redevelopment agreement, and that is not what's being approved. It will require a site plan submission to the planning board once this is adopted, and that is not being approved this evening. It's just an introduction of the zoning with a referral to the planning.
It's nice to see Pinelands on board with something
Yeah,
for a
right.
change.
Yeah,
was
they
thinking the same
were in
thing.
favor. They still have to do their certification once it's adopted,
Yeah.
but
yeah. But
I'm
It come from their
comfortable.
suggestions, so
Yeah.
that's a good thing. All right. So we need to introduce this ordinance 2085-2024, an ordinance adopting a site-specific redevelopment plan for Block 237, Lot 1 and 2, in the Township of Hamilton. Public hearing will be held September 16th, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion,
Second.
a second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Rita will do a roll call on this too, please.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Absolutely.
All yes and introduced.
B2, resolution authorizing the Township of Hamilton Planning Board to review proposed site-specific redevelopment plan for Block 237, Lot 1 and 2, a designated rehabilitation area within the Township of Hamilton.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any questions or comments?
Just one question.
Go ahead.
We're at the agreement portion, right?
We are not.
No.
We're not.
This is-
Presentation of redevelopment. agreement.
That's the next one,
Oh, that's
on
C?
C.
Oh, we're not on C?
No.
Okay.
It's the same process we followed for the first redevelopment plan for the Racecourse.
Okay, I see. Still on B. Gotcha.
Okay. Rita, can we do a roll call, please?
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Okay. 3C, discussion, fresh cut cannabis, block 994, lots 35 and 36, presentation of redevelopment agreement.
So this has been a long time coming. We've been negotiating with the redeveloper for quite some time. They were named conditional redeveloper last year, I believe. And the unique situation is that we have one entity as the construction redeveloper who will build the building to suit. And then we have another entity that is going to be the operator redeveloper, the
Okay.
Fresh Cut. And we have gentlemen from Fresh Cut here who will give you an overview of their company, their operations. And then I can go into a little detail for you with regard to the terms of the redevelopment agreement that are, they're all important, but that are most important for the committee to understand and make a decision on this evening.
Okay, thank you. Just so everyone's clear, this is in the industrial park.
Yes, that's correct. You want to speak into the microphone?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, committee. My name is Jordan Law. I'm one of the owners of Fresh Cut Cannabis, Inc. I'm here with my partner, Matt Podofsky. We're missing the third partner. He's actually in Italy. So what we want to do is just kind of give you an overview. As Emily said, we've been negotiating this redevelopment agreement for going on 9 months, I think. I think we've covered everything in there. I know the town had some concerns. So today we just wanted to give you a brief overview of kind of where we are in the process and hopefully get our redevelopment agreement approved today. So we're Fresh Cut Cannabis, Inc. We're a Class 1 cannabis cultivator and a Class 2 cannabis manufacturer. We're currently proposing a 47,630 square foot facility in the industrial business park. Quick little aerial photo. We have, as the mayor mentioned, we have lots 35 and 36. Just kind of give you an idea of what we're going to do with that property, and more will be revealed when we get to the planning board process. We have other renderings and pictures to show you. That's just kind of an idea of what it might look like when everything is all said and done. So as of right now, kind of here's everything that we've completed so far. So we are licensed by the State Cannabis Regulatory Commission. We have a resolution of local support. We submitted and went through the whole RFQ process quite some time ago, actually. We have a certificate of filing with no conditions from the Pinelands Commission. We've gotten approval from the HTMUA. We have will serve from the ACUA, and we've completed the remaining balance of our design. And so what's still remaining is obviously this redevelopment agreement needs to get approved. That's why we're here tonight. We've submitted and we're awaiting a hearing for the planning board. The redevelopment agreement was a mandatory precedent to be heard at a hearing for the planning board. We've submitted to the Atlantic County Planning Board and anticipate a response back by the end of this month. Same thing with the Soil Conservation District. We should hear back from them by the end of this month. And then just going through with the whole process, once the planning board approves our plans, we can go back through, get that final review from the from the Pinelands Commission, and we'd be all set for construction at that point. And it's not up to us; it's our partners, who is the actual construction redeveloper. They'll be submitting for the construction permit, so we can initiate the construction phase of our project. We know that there are some concerns that we're going to address probably in the planning board in depth. And that's going to be around security and odor mitigation. So just a quick overview of our security. We have our security plan, which was submitted as an exhibit with the planning board application. We're working with a security consultant, their Growth Security Solutions. So when you go through the licensing process with the state, they have to approve your security plan. So first and foremost, our security plan was approved by the CRC, and it is compliant with all state regulations. We've coordinated with the local police department, and will continue to coordinate with the local police department as needed for anything that's going to happen with our security plan or any suggestions that need to get made. Just to give you an idea, and again, this was submitted under a confidentiality cover. We also submitted a redacted copy with the planning board submission, but we have over 90 cameras in different locations, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, 360 degree cameras. It is a very well secured facility. Just to give you an idea, and again, I'm sure there'll be questions and we'll dive more into that into the planning board process. And then as far as the odor mitigation, I know that this has been another concern of the township, and we want to make sure that we address this accordingly. And again, this our odor mitigation plan was submitted in depth in our planning board application. But we've engaged with a company, their name is Bioscientific. They're a renowned odor mitigation, air quality technology company, especially in cannabis on the West Coast. Many municipalities adopted their technology as sort of like the best practices. We've customized, because this is a ground up build, so we've customized that odor mitigation system specifically for our facility. And it's anticipating the volume of products that we'll push out, so it'll be a powerful enough system to mitigate the odor that will be coming from our facility. This company, you can look them up. We can provide any information there, but they utilize some of the most advanced molecular filtration and odor mitigation technologies in any industry. This is specifically in cannabis, but they do other industries outside of cannabis as well. And then, of course, the township has odor mitigation requirements in the ordinance that we'll have to abide by with the olfactometer readings and all of those things we're well aware of, and they're part of our standard operating procedures in our odor mitigation plan. So just a quick timeline. This is actually the timeline that we put, that's going to be an exhibit in the redevelopment agreement. It kind of just outlines sort of the things that need to take place here, but our goals here are to finalize all of our unappealable permits by November, so that means going through the planning board and getting that final review done by the Pinelands. The construction redeveloper, as Emily said, she'll dive into sort of the details of how the deal is structured, but our partner, the construction redeveloper, will acquire the property sometime early next year is the goal, commencing on construction just pretty much right after that, and then we'll have about 12 months of construction, assuming no delays or anything like that, and we're looking to get a certificate of occupancy and begin operations in Q1 2026. One other quick thing that I know that I didn't have in this slideshow here, but I know that the township is, not really concerned, but I know that they community outreach is really important. So in the RFQ also, we've stated a lot of things that we're really interested in doing. We understand that building a relationship with the township is extremely important, and gaining the support of all of its population is really important too. So we have looked into multiple different things: Adopt a Road, the waterway cleanup, Lake Lenape Association, different things like that we're absolutely intending to be a part of, as well as so it's a time and funds commitment. So time, incentivizing our employees to get involved as well, and then funds too. So we'll also incentivize employees to, if they donate their time, we'll match with some dollar amount to any organization locally that they're interested in donating. So just wanted to touch on that, even though I didn't put it in there. That was important to the township, and it's important to us.
Okay, thank you. Very good.
And if you'd like, I can go through just briefly some of the salient points of the actual redevelopment agreement.
Okay.
As Jordan mentioned, this is redevelopment agreement that authorizes construction of the Class 1 cannabis operation, Class 2 manufacturing facility. GREP Cedarwood LLC is the construction redeveloper, and Fresh Cut Cannabis Inc. is the operator redeveloper. So we have those two distinct entities, but they are working in conjunction with each other. And all as-built, once it's constructed, the as-built plans have to get submitted to the township for compliance, and that'll be checked before any COs are issued, before operations can begin. The redevelopment agreement is intended to stay in place for at least 1 year or 2 full growing cycles. And the reason for that is so that the odor can be monitored. And if there are any glitches with the odor mitigation system, they can be addressed without penalty to the redeveloper, because they are intending to work with the township, as you heard. And we want to make sure that the township, the committee, has the ability to enforce the terms of the redevelopment agreement until such time that you're comfortable that they are in compliance with that odor mitigation requirement, those systems. Listening to the presentation with regard to the systems that they and the company that they're working with, I'm comfortable that they are engaging the appropriate professionals to assist them and make sure that they are moving forward in the right direction with odor mitigation. They have also contributed via the redevelopment agreement to purchase of an olfactometer by the township, so that township can go out and monitor and check on. There are milestones, timelines where they can go and township can go and conduct odor testing. They will themselves have to do odor testing and keep track of all of their own internal testing that they would share with the township. Any violations that don't get abated would be a cause for a default of the redevelopment agreement. And I am certain that how hard they've worked to get to this point, that they're not going to let that happen. And in addition, all the state and local cannabis licenses have to be up to date all the time. They have to make sure that they are renewing at the appropriate times and with the township and with the CRC. They went through the timing of the project, the design phase, when they anticipate construction to begin and complete. Security plan is really important. As they said, it is proprietary. It's really important for everyone to understand that it can't be shared with the public, but it is being completely vetted by not only our police department, but also by the CRC. So we have 2 layers of oversight of that. There are transfer restrictions. While these gentlemen can't transfer ownership of the entity until the redevelopment agreement is terminated without approval from you. So if they were to transfer ownership, they'd have to come back to you with the new owners, so that you have the ability to go through this process with the new owners and feel comfortable with them as you are with the 3 gentlemen that we're working with today.
Okay.
In addition, any of the plans that go to the planning board, they have to comply with the industrial business park standards. So the submission that they made to the planning board, only the use is governed by the redevelopment plan. The industrial business park standards are what apply to the planning board review. And the resolution that you have in front of you for authorization of execution of the redevelopment agreement also authorizes the submission of their site plan application to the planning board, lets the planning board have jurisdiction to hear the application. They did submit their application quite some time ago, so that professionals, if they had, and they submitted an escrow with the planning board, so that if the professionals had the time to start their review, they were able to do that. But the planning board will not hear it until the redevelopment agreement is approved and you authorize that submission to the planning board.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody have any questions? None? So we have a resolution authorizing the execution of a redevelopment agreement for Fresh Cut Cannabis.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Are there any questions, concerns? Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Congratulations, guys. Good luck. Let's move on to 3E. This is an amendment to Chapter 225, Parks and Beaches, and 235, Processions, Parades, Public Assemblies of the Township Code. Mr. Solicitor, could you give us some background on this so everyone
Yes,
knows what
thank
we're
you,
talking
Mayor.
about?
This is on the agenda for discussion because there was a question that was posed regarding the 2 hockey courts at the Leapy Fields. And as committee knows, those 2 fields of those 2 hockey courts are governed under the Green Acres regulations. And working with Chief Sambrone and Mr. Knoll, it's my understanding that the hockey courts, as of right now, one remains open to the public for use within the hours, and one remains closed but available by permit because there's been a history of either vandalism or non-conforming use. And the purpose of doing it that way was to make sure there's always one court that is in good condition for especially the youth organizations to use or other organizations. There was a question of whether they both had to remain open. We reached out to the compliance officers from DEP and posed that question. We got an advisory opinion that it was allowable under the Green Acres regulation to keep one court closed while one remained open, as long as the court that was closed was readily accessible to the public through either a permit or a reservation system. And looking at Code 225 and 235, although it does allow for special permit applications, it doesn't quite fit the standards under Green Acres for a reservation system. So if the committee wishes to continue doing that, where we keep one open to the public and the second by permit and reservation use, we'd have to update Code 225 and 235 based on the Green Acres reservation. So that's what's on for discussion for the night before committee. We want to keep that process and doing one open and one closed, and authorizing me to draft an amendment for the ordinance for 225 and 235. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions? Is everyone all right with this?
Yes. Yes.
We need a motion, or you just...
Motion directing me to submit a amended ordinance for 225 and 235, and I can present that for introduction, hopefully by the next meeting.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Public hearings, we have none. Introduction to ordinances, we have none. Let's go to awards, bids, contracts, and change orders. A resolution to award bid 2024-06 for 2024 municipal aid, reconstruction of Malaga Road Phase 1 to Arawak Paving Company, Incorporated, for the amount not to exceed $228,700.
Moved. I'll second.
A motion, we have a second. Are there any questions? Concerns? We're all ready to go?
Yeah.
Perfect, good. Rita, could we do a roll call, please?
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
B, a resolution to approve the increase in not to exceed amount for electrical repair, maintenance, and service contract bid 2022-05A to Northeast Electrical Services LLC, an increase of $5,000.
So moved. I'll second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
C, a resolution to award professional service contract for an affordable housing COA Special Litigation Counsel effective 8/19/2024 to 8/18/2025, not to exceed $15,000.
I'll make that motion.
Can you give us a quick, just let everybody know what this is for?
Yes, there's going to be a lot of changes coming down the pike involving COA and the affordable housing, including the process being transferred from COA over to DCA, coming in the next couple of months and early next year. So it's a process that all municipalities across the state are going to have to go through. And as I mentioned, the specialized areas. So a lot of towns like Hamilton Township are reaching out to hire specialized counsel to be able to guide you through that process and the requirements moving forward.
Okay. And this council will work with our tax assessor and our township planner, correct?
Yes, correct.
We have a motion,
I'll
we
make
have
the
a
motion.
second. Okay, we have a second?
What are we making a
Oh,
motion
excuse
for?
me, I'm sorry. We have to pick the attorney, the firm.
I'll nominate SEB&N LLC because I'm not going to try to pronounce that first name.
Okay. Is that a motion? Put in a motion form?
Nominate.
Okay. We have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any questions or concerns? Hearing none. Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
D, resolution authorizing purchase of 3 2025 Dodge Durango Police all-wheel drive vehicles through the Cranford Police Cooperative Pricing System, contract number 47, CPCPS, in the amount of $124,380 through Heritage Fleet Services in Milford, Delaware.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? Hearing none. Rita, can we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We have the consent agenda, A through E, including 3 and 4 on under 7A, the ones we read previously.
Make a motion with consent.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it.
I guess we should kind of say should say something. This is giving renewal by Anderson canvassing permits.
Mhm.
So that means that they can go knocking on doors.
Yes, they can. Number 8, personnel. A resolution to appoint Robert Goodman as Director of Community and Economic Development at the annual rate of $110,000 effective 8/21/24, employment contingent on a successful completion of employment physical and background check.
So moved.
We have a motion,
Second.
second. Let's do a roll call vote, Rita.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. B, resolution to extend the appointment of Bonnie Sherry on an as-needed hourly basis to assist the Finance Department with payroll at the rate of $75 per hour effective August 17th, 2024 through the end of this year, process December 31st, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are there any questions or comments? Rita, roll call, please.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. We have approvals, minutes of the regular meeting minutes of August 5th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. B, minutes of the executive session meeting minutes of August 5th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Rita, could we have a roll call vote for this, please?
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
Thank you. C, minutes, special executive session meeting minutes of August 12th, 2024.
So moved.
We have a motion.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. We'll make that a second. Make it this
That's
time.
when you get the motion. Okay, make it a second.
Okay, thank you. Rita, could we do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Abstain.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Shanker?
Yes.
4 yes, 1 abstention. Motion carries.
Thank you. D, bills. Bill list total $5,005,925.87. You guys got to make these numbers easier to read, or I'm not reading them next time. All right?
Round up.
Yeah, round up. Do something here.
Calm down. Come on,
Whatever.
bro.
Whatever. Do we have a motion to accept the bills?
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Yeah.
Any questions or concerns? Hearing none, Rita, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Laws?
Yes.
Mr. Vitale?
Yes.
Dr. Witherspoon?
Yes.
Mayor Schenker?
Yes.
All yes and carried.
We're going to move on to reports. Mr. Administrator.
Real quick, I just wanted to make a comment about 6A. I just wanted to note that the road work on Malaga Road is 100% grant funded. Township's budget's not going to be affected by that, so I think that's noteworthy. Also on 6B, we're increasing the bid on the electrical services. We had a lightning strike out at Leapy.
Okay.
Took out a bunch of our lights and server box out there. We got a quote from our contractor. It's going to be around $10,000 to repair what needs to be done out there. This is going to go through insurance, so yes, it's going to be an increase, but we're going to get the money back through the insurance minus our deductible. So
Okay.
Just wanted to
Very
make
good.
those clarifications.
May I ask where that strike happened?
We're not. We know it happened out there, but it took out the pump, and it took out the variable speed pump, and it took out the brain for the irrigation system, I think, and then also the right.
Wow. But you know. Gotcha.
And
Thanks.
the strobe lights for the airport, and right?
Yeah,
They got
red,
zapped.
the red beacon lights at the top of the poles got taken out. So, just wanted to
Nice.
note that it was yes, it's an increase, but we'll get it back. So,
Okay. Thank you.
that's all I have. Thanks.
Mr. Solicitor.
Nothing reported this time, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Engineer.
I know Mrs. Witherspoon wants to know when Leapy Fields ribbon cutting is. It's 100% complete now. We did have one issue with an air release valve that we had to add on from our building code official, and I believe that's it. So we're looking for our final CO this week. So whenever the township would like to have a ribbon cutting, you can schedule it. I do not want to schedule it, so you guys pick a date and it'll be good. We will try to make the contractor clean up any little debris if there's anything out there, but overall, it's pretty much ready.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, that's it.
Township committee members. Dr. Witherspoon.
Yes. Thank you for talking about the ribbon cutting. You knew I was going to say that. So I'm just waiting to hear, when we're going to do it. I'm all excited that we're going to do that. I attended the Sustainable Green Team done an outstanding job for the third memorial tragedy train wreck. That was in 1880, August 11, 1880. I attended that, and we met at the church, and they showed us a film on what happened back then. And then that day was my first time seeing the Trestle Bridge. I had never seen that. So to walk across, well, I had on the wrong shoe, but I know now to wear a sneaker. But I walked across and then got another ride. But to see the Trestle Bridge and the how the township went out for the $1.5 million, that's a big deal. And to my surprise, probably not everyone else's surprise, there were people out there fishing, kids and everything, And to me, it's dangerous, So I will be glad when they didn't have any fear. I was more nervous than they were, but they were just out there fishing. I understand it's not a liability if something was to happen because we don't own it. The county owns it, so it wouldn't be a liability on Hamilton Township. That's what I understand. That's my understanding. But it was a nice ceremony to remember those people who died tragically on August 11, 1880. And I will be glad when, hopefully, we will be able to get all of the money to complete that project. So that's going to take a little time, but I did attend that, and I just wanted everyone, along with Committeeman Cheeks, he was there also. And I just wanted everyone to know that the real IDs are going to be effective May of 2025. you can no longer use your regular driver's license if you're going to travel. Now, if you're not going anywhere, you don't have to worry about it. But if you intend to travel, you need to change your driver's license. It's not that much money. It's $11 more. It was $35. I just got my real ID. I was really excited about that. And when you go to the motor vehicle, they're not going to give it to you right away. They're going to mail it. But if you intend to travel anywhere domestically, you have to have a real ID. So I'm sure that mostly everybody knows that, but just in case people did not know that and they're looking at us on, is that channel 2? Whatever the TV channel is, they will know to get a real ID, and it will be effective May 2025. So that is my report.
Thank you. Committeeman Carl Patali.
Night of Lights last Saturday night was a success, I believe. About 20 boats. I know only 2 houses were involved. Hopefully next year we get those numbers back up. But the one that won was pretty impressive. Baywatch. It was back to old times. But no, it was neat. It was great to see all those boats out there and bringing a lot of people down to the park. National Night Out. Big success. Good job, Chief. Good job to everybody. To see all those people there was amazing. I guess with a couple of different towns that canceled, but our chief, the weatherman, he called it. He said it will not rain, and it did not rain. I know the pressure was on you, buddy, but you did it, man. You did it. I'm impressed. But no, that was great. What's that? Yes, it did. But everybody who did work on that, I mean, thank you so much, because it really brought a lot of people together. It was a great time, and fireworks were great. Everybody was raving, with the exception of the normal people that complain about traffic and whatnot. One night a year. All right, 2 nights. The Halloween parade. I'm sorry. 2 nights. I don't know what to tell you. Deal with it. Don't be such a curmudgeon. Be happy like me. Let's see. What else is going on? 34th annual Daniel Murphy and Marianne Murphy Regatta on the lake, September 7th and 8th. Please come down for the boat races. It's a good time. There'll be a food truck at the Cove. You could watch from the Cove. You could watch from over at Lenape Park West. And then there's a couple spots along, I guess, Lenape Avenue on Main Street there. You could watch from there. Please come out, enjoy the races. It's a good time. Hopefully we have some good weather. Water levels are fine. Everything's good. The dam is moving along. That's another thing. Dam's moving along. Coffer Dam on the upper side is done. I see they moved the crane today. I don't know what their plan is. I guess the crane now comes off and they'll start on the Coffer Dam on the riverside, and hopefully they get that done before the water restrictions start. So that's moving along very well. Very happy with that. September 11th. I'm not sure of the time. Are we doing that at the park, Chris? Okay. Next meeting, I'll know more information on that, but jot that down. And Art in the Park will be coming up also. And once again, I didn't write the date down on that. I'm a failure. I'm sorry. But the next meeting we'll know more about that. So just keep those things in mind. And that's all I have. Reagan, I'll see you later. And Maddie, miss you, love you. I hope to see you soon.
Can I just say on your report, I heard that Hamilton Township had the best National Night Out.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, yeah. Well,
No doubt.
I mean,
No doubt.
the chief
And
left.
that must come-
The
I
chief
know,
left.
he's not here to
You're
hear
going to
it.
have to watch it.
He's
Did
gonna
other
have to
towns
watch
have
that.
it? I don't
I
remember.
don't even know if they had it. I don't think they did. What they did was,
We were the best.
Deputy Mayor Bob Laws.
Again, they stole my thunder. It's going last. It's just.
I'll let you go next.
Just
You
teasing. I'm just
go
kidding.
first
I'm
next
just kidding.
Okay.
Just kidding. No, but absolutely, the National Night Out was sensational. By the time I got there, it was packed. You know, it's just a lot of kids. And you know, when you're a coach in this town, and you see the kids that you coached years ago when they were like 6, 7 years old, and now they're like in college, and they're coming back and they're hanging out at National Night Out, and man, and they're like twice your size and in shape. You know, it's impressive. No, it was it was an impressive event. Down to the fireworks. I mean, everything was outstanding. So yeah, and we showed up every other town that was in all of southern New Jersey, from what I understand. It was a great job. So. Thanks for all who were involved in putting that together, and kudos to the chief for holding off the rain. I don't know what kind of rain dance that was, but it was impressive. Secondly, just like to thank you guys, Bob, and all the hard work that everybody put in to get the bathrooms and stuff out at Leapy. It's over 16 years since we've been able to see those happen out there. So this is huge. And was not a light undertaking, so I understand, the challenges that you guys had to overcome, but you've done it, and it just lets you know that anything's possible, right? You can make anything happen. I can tell you this, about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, maybe, somewhere in that window, I was told by someone who no longer works here that it would never happen. So to see that building there, every time I drive by, man, it just brings tears to my eyes, and I'm just super, super happy and super thankful for the kids in this community to have that. So there's that, and then staying in the vein of our children in Hamilton Township, there's a couple of back to school events. One, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jerry, and you can speak to this for me, the 27th, is that the correct date? They're doing free haircuts and book bags and pencils and pens and all the great stuff that you need. Please get your kids at Davies. Is it at Davies? Mhm. And what time? Okay, all right. So if anybody needs to know that, Jerry's got us covered with the school board. We got some great stuff happening there, so that's pretty exciting. And then there's another one that's happening on the 29th. That's actually happening at Oakcrest. For people who just couldn't make it over or whatever. So there's a second one happening there too. So our kids will all be able to go back to school with something, We definitely are leaving no child behind here in Hamilton Township, so that's outstanding. So thank you very much, and those are my comments.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that, to your report. I thought it was great that the school board decided, or the school district, to buy all of the school supplies. That was huge.
Yep.
Every little bit helps, So I thought that was really, really nice of them to do that. And I'm going to plan to come to the 27th, once I get the time, August 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I can at least show up for a school event. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. I would like to congratulate Robert Goodman. He's our new economic development director. It's a position we've tried to fill for a long time. Even after Phil left, we actually brought him back for a short period of time. People who can fulfill this position are few and far between. And we took our time to make sure that we got it right, to make sure that we bring somebody in here who can handle all of the facets of that job and understands what we are looking for. And I think Robert fills that role, and I wish him luck, and we will be here to help him along the way, because what he does is very, very important for the future and development of this township. I'd also like to thank Brett Knoll, who's been doing those jobs in the meantime. So, Brett, you get a break now.
Good job, Brett.
Not till the 21st.
Yeah, not till the 21st, so don't slack off. We're watching. Nights and Lights. The Maison Yacht Club did a fantastic job. It was I was asked to be the lead boat and act as the marshal, which was a lot of fun. The people who decorate their boats were having a really good time. But it really, and I don't know who planned the fireworks. I don't want to know who planned the fireworks, but there were fireworks, and they were wonderful. But another event that has been brought back. And again, these are the events that make it worth living here, that makes this a good town to be involved with. And that brings me to National Night Out. What can you say? I mean, they killed it. Chief, can you leave the room, because I'm going to be talking about you, and I really don't want to. Listen, the rain held off, but a blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while, all right? So that's all I'm going to say about that. But our National Night Out was unbelievable, and I can't tell you the compliments that I got from citizens that were so happy about the fact that they could come out on one night and see friends and neighbors that they haven't seen in such a long time. And it's become an annual thing, along with a lot of the kids who come back, and they get to see their friends and their coaches and families and people that they grew up with. And it really, really has captured, excuse me, has captured what actually brought me to this town, which is the Halloween parade. It's that closeness. It's that small town feeling in a big town. So, again, kudos to everybody involved, Public Works, the police department, all the first responders. I hope I'm not missing anybody, but couldn't have been better. Absolutely couldn't have been better. Also, I want to say thank you for the Leapy Field project coming to a close. I am a plumber, pipe fitter by trade, and as far as I'm concerned, no public field should be without bathrooms, and this has been coming way too long, and should have happened a long time ago, but it didn't. When I first moved here, I got involved with putting bathrooms and basically the same facility at the Hamilton soccer fields, and I felt the same way then. I feel the same way now, that these types of things have to be, and whatever it takes to do it. I'm glad committee and our engineer and our administrator made it our number one priority to make that happen. So, other than that, thank you, everyone. We're going to open up to public comment. Anybody in the audience have comments? Dr. Nelson?
Real quick, I have my calendars 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I don't know if it goes actually that long, but
On the 27th.
On the 27th, so it must be true. And yeah, they're doing haircuts and backpacks, and all the other supplies will be provided to the students. I believe they're giving it to them in their homerooms. So
Very nice.
and distributed by the teachers. That way, that's the most efficient way of doing that. And then also, Greater Egg went around and did the welcome wagon today. So I don't know if you guys heard it or saw it. It was pretty impressive. And they had the band, the cheerleaders, I think the football team, and then there's something else, but I don't remember what it was. So, all right.
Very nice. Thank you. Anyone else from the public would like to speak? Here's your chance.
Motion to close public.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? I believe we have no executive session. So a motion for adjournment is in order.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a second.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, everybody.
Yay.